Talkin Money. Talkin Money.
Well, alrighty then. We're back to Talkin Money with Jeff Tarbell.
Yep. Little Diamond Dave. How you doing? This is Talkin Money. My name is Jeff Tarbell. Ken Smith is in. John Foderaro's out. Not for the weekend, at least. Down to our last couple shows of 2 hours of pop, and then we go back to the hour for the NFL season. In fact, we'll do a little NFL quiz question at the next break there, Ken. So come up with something off the top of your head.
Okay.
Just even if it's not right, it'll be your answer. Then that's close enough to the answer.
Perfect.
We did. What was our quiz question there? It was the most medals per
million people.
Per million people. Okay. So I hinted that maybe it was a smaller country. We got a few quiz respondents at Jamaica. Jamaica would have been a good one because their runners just destroyed everybody.
Did they have any people live on that island?
I'm not sure. Yeah, there was Grenada. I don't know if Grenada was in the Summer Olympics. I didn't see. Tonga had one gold medal. That's per 100,000 people. We did get an answer of England. England is almost correct. The answer was
Great Britain.
Great Britain, because Great Britain includes a couple other little attaches to their group there. So Great Britain was the answer, and they had it was almost one medal per million people, right?
Correct.
0.97. Yeah.
Correct.
So there you go. Who was the second then?
That would be Russia.
Was Jamaica on the list?
No, I don't see them.
They don't have enough people to qualify. Huh? So was China on that list? Because
they were the last. 15.44.
Okay, yes, they just have so many people.
Yeah,
they
15.44 million people per.
So we will send a Hell Will Get Dusk gift certificate up to our winner there, and we'll do a little NFL quiz question before the next break. I promise. I off the text line at 441140, and you can text me if you'd like. Currently refinancing my rental. It's in the underwriting now, and I want to do a VA streamline. Can I do both at the same time? Should I wait? Will it affect my credit rating? Certainly, you can do both at the same time. You want to notify your existing lender that you're going to do a VA streamline so that when they see that a credit pull has come up from another lender, they don't flip out on you. A VA streamline is something that is become increasingly difficult, if not darn near impossible, to do, at least in California. And the reason being is that, prior to, when do you think they implemented that, Clint? Was it 12, 11 maybe even, 2011? They started asking for some appraisals?
Yes, I would say it's been easily within the past 18 months, but probably closer to 12.
So probably, 2010 and before, somewhere in there, you could do a VA streamline without an appraisal. And the logic was that VA is already on the hook for your loan, so if rates are down, why not make it easier for you to do that? And that is still VA's logic. VA still holds that same rule. The appraisal is not a VA requirement. The appraisal is a requirement from all the lenders who are going to buy your new loan. And they don't want to jump in bed with you, so to speak, and find out you're 200% upside down and take on somebody else's risk that they don't currently have. So, and that will probably go away again as the market continues to pick up and as house prices turn around, as we become an area that is now have positive growth every year and quarter. You'll see that eventually probably erode back away. And then someday down the line, again, you could do a VA streamline without an appraisal, like you can do the FHA streamline now. So for those of you that have the FHA loan, the FHA streamline does not require an appraisal, but where they changed is FHA streamlines now require you to qualify again. And that's a real bummer. I mean, I understand, again, it's the same logic, because the reason, and this comes directly from Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo said we're going to stop buying FHA streamlines from people unless we know they qualify. And that wasn't FHA's rule. It was Wells Fargo's rule, and then everybody else fell in line right behind them. And so the logic, again, is that I don't want to buy your loan. You're at Wells Fargo now. I don't want to buy your loan and bring it over to Jeff Mortgage when I don't know that you just lost your job. And this is your last attempt to try to save your house because you need a savings. And if it doesn't work out, then I'm now on the hook. Wells Fargo made the loan, and now I'm on the hook because I took your loan over. So that's changed a little bit too. But there are no appraisals for the FHA streamline. You just have to qualify, and you have to prove that it makes sense. You're saving about, I think it's 5% of your 5%. Payment. Yeah. So that takes. Yeah. Certainly, you can do two loans at one time. Sometimes you have to do two in order to qualify. I've had people ask me before, I want to buy something else and I want to refinance, and sometimes you might have to refinance to get the payment down to qualify for an investment purchase. So, absolutely you can do that. Just make sure everybody knows what you're doing. Please keep them on the same page, and they'll be fine. And you were mentioning during the break, maybe that VA Streamline might be better off to try to go back to their existing servicer.
I think now because of the requirement by the banks out there to get an appraisal, I think it'd probably be easiest to just go back to the current person that you're making the payment to, the servicer and or the note holder.
Yeah, and they may not require. See, remember, the appraisal is not a mandate from VA. So your existing lender, if they want to keep your business, they don't have to do an appraisal. I mean, they could do, if they already have it and they want to just do a rate reduction, they can do it. It's just that in California, most people don't do it because they want to see where you are in terms of value wise. But that's, if you ask them, they may not have an appraisal requirement.
Right.
So so keep that in mind. But yeah, that's a good question and appreciate that. We'll finish up the topic of remodeling. I brought this is a thing. I talked about things. If I want to remodel again, please come hit me with a stick. But this is one thing that I would never do, and I don't know if you would do this, but this couple families here are really, really hurting now. So get this. This is out of Oxford, Michigan. 5 families in the prosperous community of north of Detroit. Is there a prosperous community in the Detroit area? Apparently Oxford is. Okay, so now we learned one thing today. Somebody in Detroit has some money. They're north of Detroit, so keep that in mind. The
Bloomington Hills, north of Detroit?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't have Detroit memorized in my mind.
I don't either. I don't
even know where Michigan is on the map. Although I know it's next to the Lake Michigan. I'm sure of it. I got that part of it down. And I think it's across from Chicago because one time I was in Chicago, they said don't go on that side. It's a bad side. I'm just kidding. I have a friend from Detroit. Anyway, let me get back to the story.
Aren't you a Red Wings fan too?
I am a Red Wings fan. Yeah, but I don't go to Detroit to watch them. I watch them out here where it's warmer. 5 families in the prosperous community north of Detroit are facing a financial crunch, not as a result of the housing slump or the weak job market, but because a blue artificial AstroTurf football field at Oxford High School. Have you heard the story?
No.
Okay. The Oxford High School wanted to remodel their stadium, and they wanted to put in a brand new artificial grass AstroTurf field, which, by the way, is $400,000 installed, if you're thinking about putting one in your backyard. We have a couple acres now. We could put an actual full-size football field in there. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
It's got to be cheaper than the damn cabinet bid I got.
Yes.
So,
I'm sure it's cheaper to keep maintained as well.
That's right. Although blue AstroTurf probably gets a little warm sometimes of the year. Because in my last house, now I'm totally digressing. My last house, in the backyard, I had this little section. I mean, it was probably 12 by 30, okay? Little section at the bottom that just, I could not grow grass there. It would not grow. It was either mud or muck or the dogs were going to the bathroom. So I put in fake grass, which everybody thinks is total WT. I had some in the back of my El Camino also, but this is a little nicer grass that I had on the side of the house. And I put it, but I tell you right now, that stuff in the sun. I was wondering, the dogs don't want to go to the bathroom in the afternoon. Well, no, I went out there one time barefooted and damn near came out. I mean, it was hot, super hot. So you have to be careful if you put artificial turf in the back of your El Camino. Make sure you only go in the evening because it gets real warm during the day. But that's another story.
There you go.
I'll come back to that. I'm putting some new rims on my El Camino too, and a cassette tape player in it. It'll be awesome. The $400,000 field installed.
How about 8-track? You don't put 8-track in that?
Well, yeah, I guess you could put it in the back.
Sure.
Yeah, if you could find an 8-track machine right now, that would be so sweet. Because I would bet you $50 if I could hand my daughter an 8-track and an 8-track machine, she can't get the damn thing to work.
Probably not.
It would be like, what is this square thing? Anybody got any 8-tracks for sale? We'll take them at $44,1140. You're not letting me finish my story. Quit messing with me. The $400,000 field installed a year ago was financed by a booster group. Okay, so a group gets together. We want to improve our high school. We're going to put in this new blue. I mean, look at that thing. That thing is bright blue.
Oh, that is
almost like cow blue, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're going to put in this bright blue field for our high school. It's $400,000. We're going to raise the funds to do it. So they get together to put a little booster group. We're going to raise the money to do it. But they decided, you know what we'll do? We'll just put the field in now. Let's get it going. We'll get everybody excited about it. We'll raise the money. We'll pay the loan back off. So 3 families personally guaranteed the football field for the high school, a $400,000 note. To date, the Booster Club has raised $100,000, and 5 members, which personally pledged to cover any shortfall, are on the tab for $300,000, which they now must write a check for. So that's $60,000 a piece if you're doing the math at home. One guy is going to take out an equity line on his house. A couple others are going to default. They don't know how they're going to do it. So should you be a avid booster of your high school, this is a Talkin Money reminder number one. Reminder number two. Reminder number one is you can marry more money in a minute than you can make in a lifetime. So marry Oprah. Number two, don't co-sign for a blue football field at your high school for $300,000. I'm not a financial planner. I didn't attend a lot of classes, but for some reason that one just sticks right in my head. I'll probably remember that one.
Yes.
A, if Oprah calls me, I'm marrying her. B, not signing on the blue football field. Okay, I got those two things down. In 9 years, I've got 2 must-dos. Got it? So anyway, this is a story that the population of 20,000 people is now in a little bit of an uproar because nobody else is contributing to the $400,000 blue turf field. Now, can you repo an Astro field? I guess you can. You roll back up.
You can probably repo anything.
Yeah, well, if you can repo, maybe I can get a restaurant sink and a blue. You know what I could do? I could tarp the whole damn like a whole acre, and I could just make it blue. I wouldn't have to cut the grass. That would be awesome.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, the dog wouldn't run on it. It's too hot. But a football game would break out right in my front yard. We got to take another break here. This is the problem when we go back to 1 hour. We have already now killed half of the show, and we have done absolutely nothing in 35 minutes. And that is what this show is about. Absolutely nothing. 339-1140. 1-800-920-1140. Hold on a second. We do get a text. Let me read the text here. And I have to be very careful because it comes out of my mouth as it comes out of my brain here. No, I'm not reading that one. So I'm glad I read it just a few seconds ahead because that's from the 530, and he's on me every Saturday, which is fine. I like this text. This is a show between him and I only, but I'm not reading that one on the air. So anyway, our quiz question there, Kent. What do you got?
Okay, so since the NFL season's coming up shortly.
Yep, already started kind of.
Yes, it kind of already did. And some teams are looking good, some teams are not. Anyway, let's do we'll do both, actually.
Okay.
Top and bottom 5 NFL teams
Yep.
based on 2011 season average game attendance as a percentage of the stadium capacity.
Man, I'm lost.
Okay, let me repeat that again.
So they either the guys who filled it up the best or filled it up the worst?
Correct.
See?
There you go.
This is how radio works. You got to put it in simple terms.
There you go.
Like that's how my brain works. So who had the most attendance? Who had the least?
Yeah. So top and bottom NFL teams based on their 2011 season average
Okay.
of attendance per the percentage of the stadium capacity.
Okay. So could you have a? Okay, I don't want to give anything away, but are there any there that are over 100%?
Oh yes.
Okay. So you could. So yeah. So
in fact, all the top 5 are over 100.
Oh wow. So standing room only.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
and
that
the bottom 5 are interesting. It's not. If you were to ask me this quiz question and I didn't have the answers in front of me, I probably would get 2 out of the 5.
Really? So you're like Alex Trebek now because you think you're so damn smart because you got the answer in front of you, right?
Well, I'm just. It's interesting when we come. When we give the answer, we'll
I
come
have
back.
not seen the answers, but now that you tell me that there's some over 100%, I think I know who one of them might be. So 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. You can text us at 441140. Give us either the top team in terms of attendance or the bottom team in terms of attendance, and we will give you. We'll give the first winner a Mix It Up gift certificate for the free one-day beverage rental. Mix It Up. We'll do that, and we'll take a first and a second place. We'll come up with something else. I'll give them some Gym Boys for place number 2. This is Talkin Money. My name is Jeff Tarbell. We'll be right
back.